Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Gresella Intrisya from 6PBIA2. Here I wanna explain about second language acquisition, especially in interlanguage. But before I explain about what is interlanguage, I would like to ask you, where are you came from? Indonesia or United States of America? Interlanguage theory is generally credited to Larry Slinker, an American professor of applied linguistics whose article Interlanguage appeared in the January 1972 issue of the journal International Review of Applied Linguistics and Language Teaching. Interlanguage. Interlanguage is actually a type of speech for writing people produce when they are learning a new language, and different people produce different interlanguages of their own. These include A. Borrowing pattern from the mother tongue, B. Extending patterns from the target language, C. Expressing meanings using the words and grammar which are already known. Interlanguage. Interlanguage is affected by the speaker's original language or the language the speaker has learned before. It has its own rural system that is different from the native speaker. For example, an Indonesian speaker who is learning English, they produce sentences like, first, I go work today, but it should be, I go to work today. And second, do she dance, but it should be, does she dance? Then I'll conclude that interlanguage is unique. It's never anyone's first language. It contains elements of the speaker's original language, then contains ungrammatical sentences. Compositional models of second language acquisition. The concept of interlanguage can be viewed as a metaphor of how second acquisition takes place. First, parts of it are attended to and taken into short-term memory. These are referred to as intake. Second, some of the intake is stored in long-term memory as second language knowledge. Now we are going to talk about the concept of interlanguage can be implied as the data in the human mind computer. The process creating intake and second language knowledge occur within the black box of the learner's mind, where the learner's interlanguage is constructed. Input and intake second language knowledge is used by learner, then producing written and spoken output as an output. Then the next is the learners exposed to input, which is processed into two parts. The first is intake. Parts of it are attended to and taken into short-term memory. Second is second language knowledge. Some of the intake is stored in long-term memory. Now the example. Analyzing the interlanguage, we may find out the language learners may sometimes over-apply how the new language is different from their original language. Now look at the picture. In Indonesia, we called it dia mempunyai rambut panjang yang keriting. But if you directly translate it into English, one by one. It could be she has long hair curly or she has her long curly. But the correct one is she has curly long hair. From this example, we can learn the rules of the interlanguage and get to know how people learn their second, third, or fourth languages, and also how their first language affects their learning process. Thank you very much. I do apologize if I have made mistakes. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.